There we go. Now we have audio. All right. We are ready for the opening tip. Cougars in green going right to left in the first half. Southeast Lancers in the North Carolina blue.
There you go. When we used to play them, that was not what we used to call the baby blue.
This is the home court of Bradley L. Burns.
A. Burns.
Bradley A. Burns. Warner and Stanton there for the opening tip. And the Lancers possess. We're underway. Ball into the corner. Kickers come on the trap. 22 takes the three-pointer and hits it to start the game. And the Lancers are out to a 3-0 lead. Number 22, that is Blake Robinson, the senior. Early foul called on the Cougars. Who's that? Was that on Cannon?
That was on Burns. Push from behind. Got to be smart. We talked about that. You got to be smart playing first.
Warner all the way across, dangerous pass. Robinson able to get to it off the backboard. Burns pulls down the rebound. Warner almost stole it away. Over to Stanton on the right side. Stanton into the paint through traffic and draws the foul. And Stanton will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Dennis was there to pick up the missed shot. Looks like these officials may call more than the last two did in the JV games.
Stanton good on the first.
But we'll see if they're just setting a tone here by calling some early fouls.
Yeah, 3-man crew tonight for the varsity games after the 2-man for the JV. Stanton makes both free throws. Galindo, number 5, gets the inbound. Across the timeline. Warner back out to Robinson. Schumacher gets a hand on it. Miller fights for the ball. Berger is able to get it back. Good job defending without fouling by Dennis. Rebound by Stanton, outlet to Burns. Burns spins, gives it to Dennis from the free throw line, off the front of the rim and in.
Nice job, good take. Suck the defense in.
Ooh, Robinson gets it down low.
Traveled. Yeah, he did that stutter. Dragged that back foot before he put it down. Good call by the official.
Sorry, we lost video power there for a second. We are back. Cougars inbounding.
Is everything all plugged in okay?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Miller to Stanton, over to Burns on the right side. Stanton flashes into the short corner. Burns inside to Miller, loses his feet.
It was a good flash, good look. Just went down.
Number 21, Warner, inside to Robinson. Kind of an awkward looking shot. Burns pulls down the rebound.
Southeast hustling back right now to try to cut off our transition.
Over to Schumacher on the left wing. Into Burns. Into the short corner
there
for Dennis to Stanton. Floater short. Berger pulls down the rebound for the Lancers. Lancers out running up to number 1, Gabbern.
Got away with the travel there, I think. They got Warner playing out high.
Number 1, Gabbern takes the 3-point shot, offensive rebound by Warner. Over to Robertson, flipped in, Schumacher deflects, Miller steals. Out to Burns. Burns running the left side. Strong with the left, and foul called. Thought they weren't going to call that at first.
I was wondering. That's what you got to do. Warner likes to go up and block. That time he kind of tried to lay back. Burns went with the left, didn't finish it, but did draw the foul. Just a little short, rolls around the rim and out on the first.
5:20 left in the first quarter. Miller and Dennis subbing out as Nolan Stanton and Max Long checking the game. Brandon Schumacher at the table. Burns makes the second. Schumacher checking in for Burns. 5-3 the lead.
Probably with Broderick getting that first foul in the minute there, he's going to take him out to make sure he doesn't pick up another one here with 5 minutes.
Number 5, Gabbern. I'm sorry, that's Galindo. Into the corner for Warner. Galindo all the way across for Robinson. Robinson with the closed foot 3. Schumacher backside rebound. Gets it to Stanton.
Yeah, he was trying to make sure he stayed behind the three-point line, but boy, it put him in an awkward position to shoot that 3 then.
Stanton up top to Brandon Schumacher, over to Nolan Stanton. Into the corner for Ben Schumacher. Warner comes over to pressure. Flipped up to Brandon Schumacher at the top. Gabbern defending, over to Nolan Stanton at the halfway line. Back to Brandon Schumacher, switched over to Ben on the right wing. Over to Nolan Stanton. Dribble penetrate to the middle, back to Brandon Schumacher on the wing. Cougars running some clock. Over to Ben, into the short corner for Max Long as he comes out to the corner. What was the call? 3 seconds in the lane?
Shot clock violation. The shot clock's running. I don't think they probably even knew they had a shot clock.
That is cool. So we have a 35-second shot clock. That's fun. I won't have that on the scoreboard. I don't have that feature, but can you see it in the screen? I can. Yeah, you can barely see it in the top of the screen. So be looking for that at the top of the backboard. That's cool. I love that. Now we see how much we really are stalling.
Yeah. Oh, that's backcourt. Yep, that's the right call. He was in the air when he caught that.
All right, 4:05 on the clock.
At least the coach is now aware that there is the 35-second clock now, because you could tell he was puzzled on what the call was.
Yeah, the buzzer was unfamiliar too. So it's nice that it's a different buzzer than the regular buzzer. Adam Stanton at the top, flips it to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher downhill, kicks it to Nolan Stanton on the right wing. Back up top to Adam Stanton for 3. Off the back of the rim, Nolan Stanton fights for the rebound, kicks it out to Stanton for the floater.
Got it.
Or the runner, we should say. Adam Stanton on the runner, 7-3 lead for the Cougars.
Found his older brother with the move.
Robinson all the way in. Too strong, Max Long gets the rebound. Ben Schumacher pushing out ahead. As the lane gets it to short corner, back out to Nolan Stanton. Stanton pulls up from 12 and nails it. Warner across. Nolan Stanton reads it and makes the steal. Bounce pass into Brandon Schumacher. Blocked from behind by Warner. Stanton with the left. Can't get it to go. Adam Stanton on the follow. Gets his own rebound again off the glass and in.
They got him swinging that time, but didn't get him to draw the foul. Got the good block, Warner did.
Galindo up to Warner. Trap comes. Able to dribble through into the paint. Dishes down low for number 10. Cougars quickly out ahead. Trying to find number 10 on this roster. There he is, Sims. Dayton Sims gets the basket. Have to go just a little bit higher on that video just to see that scoreboard. Pass to the wing stolen away by Galindo. Attempt by, I'm sorry, that was by Gabbern. Galindo takes the shot attempt, comes up short but gets his own rebound. Robinson looks inside for Sims. And blocking foul called on Long. Second foul of the quarter. 5 subs at the line for the Cougars. Connor Perry, Barrett Bowen, Broderick Burns, Cannon Miller, and Caleb Dennis in the game for the Cougars. 2 fouls apiece, 11-5, 2:11 to play in the first quarter. Sims over to Robinson. Robinson turns, looks down low. Caleb Dennis deflects, and the Lancers let it go out of play.
That's right, good hands, way to break that up from getting. Otherwise, they would have. Our defense was pinned. We got a timeout by the Southeast Lancers, full time or 30-second timeout. Thought at first he called a full timeout, but he changed it to a 30-second.
Here's the basket by the Lancers as Warner's able to split the double and then feed it down low to number 10, Dayton Sims. Sims looked good in the JV game. He's a junior, but he did get quite a few JV minutes. But I guess he probably just played the first half of JV.
I was trying to think if I saw him in the second half at all. I don't remember. I know he definitely played the first 2 quarters.
He kind of came up lame on that drive to the basket by Barrett Bowen in the second quarter, I believe it was, of the JV game. All right, inbounding after the timeout. Warner up ahead. Barrett Bowen steals to the basket. Cannon Miller on the follow, can't get it to fall. And Galindo pulls down the defense rebound, foul called on the Cougars.
We've done that a few times. We try to just take it straight up and not use the backboard on those close shots, and we're rolling it right off the front. We've done that 2 or 3 times now.
Ball into Warner at the elbow. Able to turn and finish. And it's a 4-point game. Burns over to Miller on the right wing. Bowen. Oh, tries to find Perry. Perry is flashing high. Galindo over to Warner. Backdoor cut for Sims. Tries to go underneath. Ball deflected back to Sims as he gets it to number 1, Gabbern. Warner to the basket. Can't finish as Cannon Miller pulls down the rebound for the Cougars. Burns bounce passes to Miller. Back up top to Perry. Finds Dennis, turnaround jumper.
Good. That's going to be open. They're allowing that high post all the time. We've just got to be smart and make sure we get it there.
Ball stolen away by Burns.
Got fouled, but
Into the corner for Bowen, trying to save it. Stolen back by Gabbern. Out ahead for Sims, too strong with his left. And the rebound pulled down by the Cougars, 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Burns over to Miller on the right wing, takes the 3. Too strong, rebound on the backside by Robinson. 20 seconds to play down low. Caleb Dennis there to make the steal. Into transition for the Cougars. Burns spins, resets, 13 seconds to play. Miller at the top. Back to Burns. Connor Perry on the screen and roll. Burns at the free throw line.
like it might
Pulled
have been
down
some
by
contact.
Robinson. 1 second remaining. Robinson with the half-court heave. And off the mark. That'll do it for the first quarter.
Yeah, we've got to finish inside in there in the basket. We're doing some good things. We're moving the ball, getting some transition buckets. We've got to keep attacking the basket. But it's one of those things where we're getting second chances at the bucket, and we've got to capitalize on those when we get those little berries inside.
So we got the 5 players subbing in. Have we played? I think we've played 10 so far. Just Cam Marins and Hunter Marsh haven't yet entered the game. 6-point lead.
Cam Marin is now entering. Hunter Marsh is entering, and we've got Burns, Schumacher, the older one, and the older Stanton.
All right, Cougars have the arrow to start the second quarter. Marins into Schumacher. Cougars stacked on the left side. Schumacher over to Marins, back up top to Schumacher. Burns at the elbow into Marins from 15, and he nails it.
Nice job. There's where Burns at the top of the key, or at the
elbow.
Free throw line extended there is where he can make a lot of good of those decisions like that.
Gabbern with the dribble over
Oh, he
to
walked.
Robinson. Tried to enter it into Warner. I'm not sure if Burns dropped on that and took away the path, or if Marsh was just defending tightly. But he jumped up and the pass was taken away. Schumacher over to Marins on the right wing, back to Schumacher at the top. Burns flashes to the top, leaves Marin open, but ball deflected as he goes inside, back to Schumacher. Over to Burns, drives baseline, back to Schumacher at the wing for the three. Off the front of the rim, rebound pulled down by Warner. Marins deflects it away, but it's Lancer's ball.
Stanton tried to go out and get it, couldn't quite get to it.
Galindo inbounding for the Lancers. Cougars picking up in a half-court trap. Robinson picks up the dribble right on the line. Gets it to Sims, down low. Oh, and he gets it to fall in. That was number 1, Zane Gabbern. Ball up to Burns after Stanton got it across the line. Okay, there's a shot clock error that they stopped the clock over, I believe. There's 35 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to try to reset it to 28 seconds. I think Coach Harold may have thought he was getting teed up there for as the ref turned and looked at him. But
I'm sure he was curious on what the calls
Stanton
were.
wants the three. Too strong. Galindo pulls down the rebound for the Lancers. Robinson looks inside. Oh, and Gabbern was standing on, his heel was on the out-of-bounds line. Turnover back to the Cougars.
Otherwise, it was a nice drop play as the two Cougars went to trap there, and Warner was flashing down the lane and was wide open.
Lancers appear to be in a 2-3. Bounce over to Burns. Burns into the paint, rises up off the front of the rim. Oh, rolls around and out.
Man.
And Warner pulls down the rebound for the Lancers.
That's the kind of plays we want to get in there and get to the lane. Nice jump shots, but just got to get them to fall.
Warner into the paint, off the glass. Burns with the rebound. Burns pushing, gets it to Marins on the near side. Back to Burns, into the paint, draws the foul.
Otherwise, it was a nice drop off to Marsh. Marsh had a good look at the basket, but Burns draw the foul before Marsh could get a chance.
Cam Marins inbounding for refs coming over to give a talking to.
Pushing on one of them, I guess. I don't know if he's pushing on Ben or what.
Marins into Stanton. Stanton backing him down. Baby hook shot. And comes up short. Rebound by the Lancers. Robinson across for Warner, but too high. Adam Stanton picks it off to the basket and in.
Smartly takes the 2 points instead of the dunk. So
Warner across the timeline. Trap comes down low. Ball deflected by Stanton. Received back by Galindo and into the corner. Sims back up top. Warner being defended by Ben Schumacher. Sims tries to enter in. Long three by Robinson.
short.
Hits the front of the rim. Cam Marins there for the long rebound. Marins up ahead. Goes through the block and draws the foul. And Marins will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Marin got rid of it early, which was smart, and was able to go ahead and go in, and the kid decided he was going to go ahead and try to jump and foul him. Short. It's all right. Let's go, Cam. You got it. Didn't want to see Hunter Marsh was flirting around with that three-point line when he was stepping back and forth. I didn't want to see the first one get canceled before we ever got to shoot it.
Oh, rims out on the second.
Got a violation. Let's shoot
So-
one more.
Number 5, Galindo was standing on the three-point line.
I think they got to stand above the free throw line, even if you're out. You can't stand over in the corner three-point line beyond. He was
Okay.
down too low. That's all right. Gave him another at practice.
And Marions redeems himself. 18-9, 9-point lead for the Cougars. Ball across the timeline, that's Robinson. Picks up his dribble, deflected by Schumacher, and fouled by Marions as he came in.
Cam just a little late getting there. That tip, they were able to go and receive that pass. Lancers did a good job going to that tip ball.
Robinson into the backcourt for Galindo. Robinson with the ball over his head, back to Galindo at the top. Inside for Gabbern. Into the short corner for Warner, he's got an angle. And foul called on the Cougars. I couldn't tell.
I think it's going to be on Hunter Marsh.
He's still looking, yeah.
Yep,
give
20.
it to Marsh. As you look on the replay, it looked like a couple guys got the net. Warner, too strong on the first. Too strong on the second. Marions pulls down the rebound, out to Burns. Over to Stanton on the near side, across for Schumacher. Warner comes up to defend in the short corner for Marsh. Marsh through, up to Burns. Burns with the floater off the glass, gets his own rebound and puts it back in.
That's just padding your stats there. You're supposed to make it the first time.
Warner into
We got to watch back door.
Gabbern. Galindo for three. Burns with another rebound for the Cougars. Looking to push. Tough pass up ahead to Schumacher. Gets his feet down and ball deflected by the Lancers.
It was a hot pass. I thought Ben was going to come down with it no problem, and then it just pulled him on further. Ben did a good job of trying to throw it back to Broderick. They got in between it.
All right, so Max Long and Nolan Stanton back in the game for the Cougars. Stanton gets it to Burns in the backcourt. Over to Stanton, wants the three. Max Long, good box out, kicks it back to Stanton with the runner, and another basket for the Cougars.
Max can't be afraid to go ahead and take that back up with his big old body.
Trap comes. Robinson trying to push through all the way across for number three. Long rebound goes to Schumacher.
I'm pretty sure what he did pushing through the trap was illegal.
Bounce to Stanton. And Stanton can't get it to fall. Lancers pull down the rebound. Warner inside. Into the corner, number three is Solomon Scott. Warner, bounce pass in, Burns steals. Out into transition, Burns looking for an option. Tries to go for the alley-oop for Stanton. And turnover back to the Lancers. I'd like to see Burns just get rid of that a little bit quicker, get it to the player in the backcourt still, and then let them run out front. Because he's pulling down that rebound or steal underneath the basket. You know, and they're just getting too far out in front of him to make that pass. All right, Miller in the game as Burns takes a break. 3:06 to play in the first half. Ben Schumacher walking it up. 2-1-2 zone looks like here, or 2-3.
I believe it's 2-1-2, and they're playing extended out.
Timeout called by the Cougars.
One thing I've liked is this shot clock's making us not just pass the ball around on the outside. Burns, after a little bit, goes ahead and drives in, and then he can either kick or he can take that little jump shot.
Yeah.
But it's making him not want to stand out there then. It makes him go ahead and drive against that wide zone, and then he can kick. We've gotten a shot for Schumacher. We just haven't hit our outside threes yet, but we're getting shots that we need to be taking by driving in and kicking.
Yeah, Cam came right into the game and made a nice bucket. We've been spreading it out. Stanton's got a couple of those runners in the paint.
Ben's got a few good looks. I don't think he's had a basket yet, has he?
I don't remember Ben scoring.
Caleb Dennis, I believe he got a couple nice shots that we got turned there in the lane. Like you said, we've been spreading the scoring out.
All right, after the timeout, Cougars inbounded from the 28-foot line. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Nolan Stanton over to Adam, over to the left wing for Schumacher.
Now they've switched to man.
Cannon Miller takes the long two, and he nails it. Galindo into the corner. Trap comes. Schumacher deflects. Miller's there to steal. Back to Miller.
Yeah, Southeast has now went strictly to man.
Bounce pass over to Stanton. Over to Adam Stanton at the top. Switched over to Miller on the left wing. Miller finds a lane high off the glass. Alley-oop off the glass to Nolan Stanton. And he puts it in on the backside.
Yeah, I think he changed his mind midair. I think he was going to do a little floater and decided nobody was there, and then he ended up just shooting it too high off the backboard, but Nolan Stanton
to Galindo for three. Nolan Stanton there for the rebound.
It's like Broderick's going to check back in. He just had a minute break there.
Adam Stanton at the top, wants the three, takes his time, and nails it.
Got it. That's what we like to see, Adam getting warmed up out there.
20-point lead now for the Cougars. Galindo, Warner,
yeah, he's going to get
Stanton
for the
goes
swap.
For the little aggressive slot.
Which that's kind of funny. You got the two guys on here that can see the front side of the play, and it's the guy from the back side that actually can't see what happened.
Okay, Schumacher, Nolan Stanton, Max Long subbing out of the game. Let's see. Marins, Burns, and Connor Perry checking in. Gabbern back up top to number 3, Scott. Gabbern takes the three-pointer. Stanton, nice job sealing on the backside, gets the rebound and draws the foul.
Got a good box out. They are calling the, if you box out good.
A little bit late on the clock start. Okay, here we go. Burns across the timeline. Stanton over to Burns. Connor Perry comes on the ball screen. Burns looking to go baseline. Offensive foul called on the moving screen.
Looks like Burns came back in, and now they've switched back to zone.
Team's 4th foul here in the second quarter, I should say. Ball deflected. Robinson's able to recover it. Cam Marins tightly defending. Warner flips it over to Gabbern inside for Berger. Berger turns and draws the foul. 2 shots upcoming.
Call on Connor Perry.
Berger started the game, but he hasn't been in very much. I think the running game of the Cougars.
Yeah, I think we're just too fast. They can't play 4-on-5 with us pushing the ball so hard.
Berger off to the right on the first. Gabbern and 21 Warner there for the defensive or offensive rebound, are a real threat.
Oh, wasn't that back court?
Yeah. That volley, there's something about that offensive or defensive rebound, I should say, by Stanton. Burns gets the loose ball, gets it over to Miller. 45 seconds to play here in the first half.
Smartly did not stand up, just stayed on his knees.
Miller from 13, off the rim and in.
Got the roll.
And Cannon Miller's finding a shot. Warner, trap comes, gets it to Robinson. Robinson drives into the paint, takes the runner. Burns with the long rebound out into transition. Burns, nice take with his left and finished strong at the basket.
I was worried they were going to call that foul on Tyler there whenever it happened, right at the beginning to slow that down.
Burns another steal, 10 seconds to play. Over to Stanton for 3, and he got it. And that'll do it for the first half. Cougars lighten it up 36-9 at half.
Yeah, that's the way you want to do that. Nice job of just we're doing a good job of hitting the guys that are open, and our guys are finding spots where we're getting open shots. We were missing them early on. We finally started getting in our rhythm, and we're starting to make shots.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the shot clock today.
The shot clock for being our sixth player off the bench. It just does. You can just tell that they've always got that in the back of their mind because we just play with a little more urgency all the time, which is good for us just because it makes us go ahead and go out and play. Yeah, Kansas, I think they said 3A and above, I believe, is what started doing because they did it in 4A and 5A, 6A trial. And then I think I heard they went ahead and dropped it all the way because Columbus is 3A. So I'm assuming it's in 3A and above.
Okay.
Because I believe I was watching a 2A game the other night in Kansas, and I'm pretty sure I did not see any shot clock.
And Southeast is 2A.
Yes.
So they wouldn't have it in their regular season.
No. Because I believe I was watching a Frontenac and a Colgan game the other day, and there was no shot clocks in either one of the smaller schools.
All right, well, we have 7 minutes left for the halftime period. We'll send you through the first half recap as we take an audio break.
So we'll see what they do here. See what Southeast showed man just for a very little bit, and then they went right back to the zone once we made some substitutions again. So, Coach, I talked to Coach Harrell before the game a little bit, and he said that he talked to the Southeast coach, and he said that he was afraid they were pretty much going to play them zone, and Coach Harrell questioned him about that because they usually always like to play man, and he said, yeah, but we're going to play zone. So that usually, Coach Harrell said that usually means he's not got a lot of confidence in their man-to-man if that's the case. So. Looks like they may be having Ben bring it down, and Burns that'll allow him to flash to that high post if they are in zone again, would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Burns at the high post. It gives us that size and that entry, and he's a good passer from there. Cougars starting off the third quarter with the ball. Stanton back up to Schumacher. Telegraphs the pass, stolen away by number 5, Galindo. Ball inside for Berger. Rebound goes to Schumacher. Bounce pass to Burns. Spins. Back up to Miller. Thought about the three. Over to Schumacher. Open three from the right wing. And a little flat. Warner pulls down the rebound for the Lancers. Ball to Galindo in the corner. And backside rebound by Gabbern.
Those air balls are always tough to rebound.
Stanton on the near side. To the elbow. Pulls up from the free throw line. Rims out. And Warner pulls down the rebound for the Lancers. Moving quickly up ahead into the corner. Warner back to the ball.
Stanton took a really nice shot there.
Gabbern to Warner for three. Burns comes away with a loose ball on the rebound. He's pushing the pace to the basket and just got a little bit underneath, couldn't find the backboard. Robinson pulls down the rebound into transition. Dennis gets the rebound, outlet to Miller.
Yeah, Burns went ahead and took a nice, but just flipped it up and it didn't go in.
And
with the
Miller flips it to Stanton and hits the three.
Missed backboard.
Ball inside for Gabbern. Gets trapped. Over to Robinson. One more to Galindo.
Oh, nice job, hands by Ben.
Schumacher to the basket and in.
And gets his points that way. Good job. Got the deflection, took off. Miller up ahead to him. Easy bucket.
Warner to Robinson. Thought about the three, back to Warner. Galindo into the corner for Berger. Back up to Warner, all the way across for Robinson. He wants the three, and he got it. Ball out to Miller. Burns pushes to the free throw line. Jump shot. Rebound pulled down by Warner, and foul called on Dennis.
Stanton and Burns both had excellent looks there by just driving right into the lane, pulling up into the little jump shot, and just haven't connected with it.
Long, Stanton, and Schumacher in the game as Miller, Schumacher, and Dennis sub out. Warner over to Gabbern. Bounce pass in. Burns had that red all the way. Gets it out to Stanton.
Oh.
Big block by Warner.
Yeah, that's the tough one to take against him.
Gabbern comes away with it. Stanton deflects
Nice job.
it. Steal by Long. Out to Burns. Oh, finds Nolan Stanton, but a little too high for him to handle. And goes right through his hands.
Yeah, he was gonna go to Brandon. They kind of popped out, so Burns saw that Nolan was wide open over on the outside. Nolan just had it go through his hands.
Warner to Robinson. Inside for Berger. And easy basket for the Lancers. Stanton's bringing up the left side over to Burns at the top. Over to Brandon Schumacher. Finds Stanton at the top. Cougars set up in action. 19 seconds on the shot clock.
I think they got man-to-man going. Nope, they're 2-1-2 here.
Brandon Schumacher dribbling.
Ooh.
Bounce pass to Stanton, stolen away by Gabbard. Spin move. Burns steals it back.
Oh.
Up ahead to Long and knocked away by the Lancers.
Yeah, got his hand in there to knock it away. That's one he probably should have held on to just a little longer till he committed. And then he thought Max was far enough ahead, but Warner got his hand in there.
Brandon Schumacher taking the inbound for the Cougars. Opposite ball stack. Oh, stolen away by Gabbard. Inside, Nolan Stanton steals it back. Ball up ahead to Long, too far ahead.
Yeah, you gotta recognize. Coach likes this fast pace, even though we're having some turnovers. Now they got Warner bringing the ball down for him.
Warner dribbling with his left, Nolan Stanton defending. Ball loose, Robinson there to pick it up. Over to Warner on the right wing. Adam Stanton defends. Galindo, Warner across to Robinson for three. Nolan Stanton there for the rebound, outlet to Burns. Double team comes, Burns gets it back to Stanton. One more to Adam Stanton for three. Off the front of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Warner into a transition opportunity for the Lancers. Adam Stanton gets a hand on the ball.
That one's going to be tough.
And ruled out of bounds, last touch by the Cougars.
Jump ball, that's what I wondered.
Jump ball is the call? Okay,
Jump ball was the call. I thought they both hit it at the same time. And they were both out of bounds when they hit it, so referee came in, made the right call doing a jump ball.
Robinson gets it into Gabbard.
Block for on Max, probably.
I think they called it on Brandon.
Yep.
Lancers inbounding. They get it into Sims. All the way across for Robinson. Robinson with the ball over his head gets it over to Gabbard. Down low for Sims in the short corner. Stanton and Long there to double. Long almost committed a crime. Robinson for three, and he nails it. Nolan Stanton wants the three, air ball to Sims.
Warner thought about that long pass.
Robinson. Burns pulls down the rebound. Out pushing. Burns under control.
Oh, wow.
Looked like a foul there. It's Lancers get the rebound.
Definitely looked like a lot of contact to the elbow there.
Nolan Stanton tightly defended on Warner. Picks up his dribble, looks for a Gabbard on the opposite block, and thrown away. Like subs coming in for the Cougars.
As I say, we got five. We got the old entire line change here.
What's the call? Their technical foul?
Oh, maybe he said something he shouldn't have after he threw that ball away. That would be my guess. I don't think he should have just been frustrated at himself for that pass.
2:38 here in the third quarter. Cougars with the dominant lead, but haven't really played well in this third quarter. Adam Stanton makes the second free throw, and the Cougars will get the ball at the division line opposite the table after the technical foul. Cannon Miller, Ben Schumacher, Barrett Bowen, Connor Perry, and Caleb Dennis in the game for the Cougars.
Doing like an, oh, Cannon about got.
Schumacher over to Miller on the right side. Perry at the top, into the corner for Schumacher. Back to Bowen, and Bowen gets called for the steps.
Shuffled up foot there on the fake.
Galindo over to Robinson. Inside to Gabbern. Back up to Galindo at the top. Over to Scott into the short corner for Gabbern. Connor Perry defending. Gets through the double, takes 6 steps, gets away with it. Sims looking for an option, and that should be a jump ball.
It should have been, because when you go up and you come back down with it and somebody stopped you from shooting, that's an automatic jump ball, not a travel.
All right, Cougars slowing it down. Ben Schumacher with the ball. Trap comes, Miller on the right wing. Back to Schumacher, over to Bowen. Into the short corner for Dennis. He turns and shoots. Off the front of the rim, Schumacher fighting for the rebound and gets a hand in there to tie it up. Cougars have the arrow.
Good deal. Good job by Ben. Wasn't for sure if he was going to get the old, you never know when it depends on the referee's mood, whether it's going to be a hold or whether it's going to be the jump ball.
Cougars inbound and Miller to Schumacher. Thought about the 3, drives to the elbow, kicks it to Perry for 3 from the top and hits the backboard. Rebound by Galindo. Over to Scott on the left wing, trying to enter into Gabbern. Foul called on Dennis.
He had that hand on his back, and that you got to keep the other hand off of him. He looked like he was clean at the top with the front hand, but he had that back hand on his hip.
Second foul on Dennis. 3rd team foul. Ball inside for Gabbern. He's able to finish through traffic.
Cougars have only scored 6 points in this quarter. We were 36 at half.
Miller on the left wing into Bowen in the corner. Bowen dribbles back to the top to Schumacher. Schumacher switching all the way to Miller. Over up top to Bowen.
Got 15 on the shot clock.
Schumacher drives, tightly defended. Bounce pass over to Bowen on the right wing.
10 on the shot clock.
Inside to Dennis, tries to find the pass away as Gabbern deflects and Robinson steals all the way into Scott for the 2-point basket for the Lancers. Miller over to Perry. Finds Miller, jumps through, blocked from behind by Sims. Robinson out in transition. Ball deflected, Sims is able to recover it, and foul called on the Cougars. I believe that'll be a shooting foul.
Yep.
Barrett Bowen gets charged with the foul.
He's just asking, why isn't it the same down here?
Number 10, I did not realize that Dayton Sims was a lefty.
I didn't notice that either in the JV game. I think he played 3 quarters, though, which I guess, like I said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Makes the second free throw, 42-24. Cougars have 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Shot clock should be off.
Into the corner for Bowen. Back to Schumacher at the top. Bowen to Schumacher. Takes the 3. And he got it. Five seconds remaining in the quarter. Galindo off the backboard. Gabbern gets a touch, but out of bounds, and that does it for the 3rd quarter.
Almost banked it in. Yeah, Burns started with that one quick foul with less than 50 seconds gone in the game, and now he hasn't committed a foul since.
This 3-pointer to close out the quarter. That's a cool look from this angle. We're kind of at a weird angle here.
Yeah.
But
but it looked good all the way from where we're sitting. You could just tell it was right on line. It was just whether it was going to be long or short. That got us to 9 points for the quarter. So after scoring 36 in the first half, we only scored 9 in that quarter. We had a lot of good looks. We had several shots where we thought we might have got fouled on, a couple of them in the middle, but then we just missed some wide open jumpers.
Well, we had that series where we would throw it away out of bounds, and then they would come down and we'd steal it, and then we come down and throw it away again. I think that happened 4 or 5 times
Yeah.
in that 5-minute period. All right, so to start the fourth quarter, we have Cam Marins, Ben Schumacher, Adam Stanton, Hunter Marsh, and Broderick Burns in the game. Ball inside to Gabbern, too strong. Hunter Marsh, good rebound, and gets fouled.
It's a quick foul.
That goes to Gabbern. Burns dribbling it up. 2-man trap at the top. Looks in for Stanton. It's not there. Goes to the corner for Marins. Back to Burns, inside to Stanton at the elbow. Over to Schumacher, open for 3.
Oh.
Rims out. Marsh gets a hand on it. Marins gets the rebound. Stanton through all the way with his left. Loose ball falls to Schumacher. Schumacher with the acrobatic finish. Lancers across the timeline. Robinson gets called for the travel.
Yeah, did the nice stutter step, but he didn't get the ball down. That's what happens when you kind of stretch that out. You don't get the ball down before you pick up that back foot to cross through.
Burns setting up an action. Trap comes at the top. Stanton flashes. Ben Schumacher on the left wing. Back to Burns at the top. To Stanton at the top of the key. Over to Ben Schumacher, open for another 3. Burns with the backside rebound. Turnaround jumper. Hunter Marsh and Stanton fighting for it. Marsh comes away with it.
Oh.
And Sims pulls down the defensive rebound out to Robinson. Scott in the corner for 3. I think that hit the backboard first. Gabbern gets the offensive rebound out to Robinson. One of the 3 couldn't handle it. Gets it over to Sims driving in. Sims with the acrobatic attempt. Hunter Marsh pulls down the rebound into an outlet to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher gets it to Stanton to take the 3. Rims out. Hunter Marsh, another chance for a rebound. Got a hand on it, but couldn't bring it in.
Marsh doing a good job crashing those. Just a little. Those 3s will bounce out a little farther and just out of his reach.
Robinson on the dribble. Gets it back to Galindo at the top. Cam Marins tightly defended. Galindo loses his dribble. Gets it over to Scott. Ball inside to Gabbern. Over to Scott in the corner. Scott dribbles back up to reset to Galindo. Over to Robinson, back to Galindo, drives into the elbow. Rises up, backside rebound by Gabbern. Gabbern looking for an angle off the front of the rim. Hunter Marsh with the rebound. Quick outlet to Burns. Burns pushing ahead.
He kicked the ball to get it to Ben.
Let's look at that on replay. I mean, it's it certainly could be a flop warning.
Yeah, because it ended up making a pile.
Ball inside. Adam Stanton gets a hand on the ball. No more fouls being called today as Stanton shoulders Gabbern out of bounds.
Well, they got to get it back on time. You know, you start a half hour behind.
All right, Cougars bringing it ahead. Burns with the ball. Stanton flashes to the top of the key. Over to Schumacher on the left wing. Gabbern gets a hand on it. Stanton is able to get the loose ball from the free throw line. Nails it. Robinson up ahead. Marin steals. Back to Stanton. In a transition for the Cougars.
Look up.
Looks down low for Marsh. And Marsh
travel
gets called for the travel. I actually thought he stepped on the end line. Five minutes to play. And foul called on the Cougars. I thought they were done calling those.
Called that on Cam Marin from behind. Burns is playing out wide. He's trying to get one of these backside steals.
Sims in the corner picks up his dribble, looking for an option, plays it into Gabbern, and gets bailed out with the foul on Marins. Nolan Stanton checking in the game for Ben Schumacher. Sims can't get it to fall. Adam Stanton rips away the rebound. Pushing out the left side, looking for an angle to the basket. No call as Hunter Marsh gets the finish. Robinson inside to Berger. Off the bottom of the rim. Burns pulls down the rebound. Burns keeps it himself. Shot fake and went down hard.
Kind of cut under his legs after he shot that.
Robinson wants the three to answer. Burns gets the air ball rebound. Out to Nolan Stanton on the near side. Stanton goes baseline. Berger shoves him off. Stanton throws it off the bottom of the backboard. Robinson tries to cross over as Stanton gets in his way and gets called for the foul. Berger had a nice stiff arm there to keep Stanton away from the basket. Hunter Marsh gets the steal. Marion's up ahead to Nolan Stanton and in. And the Cougars now lead by 31.
Yeah, I really thought, well, we probably will here in a little bit. It should be running clock now, I believe, in Kansas after 30.
Sims for three. Cam Marions comes away with the rebound, and Gabbern gets called for the foul.
Roderick was limping a little bit there as he landed on his tailbone pretty hard, but looks like he's kind of working it out. But I thought he did the right thing. He got under control, went to the basket, pump fake. First kid flew by, went up, and then somehow he still ended up getting his legs taken out.
There's some discussion at the table. They ran some time off the clock.
Huh. Well, it's over 30-point lead. I thought there should be a running clock. I don't know what's going on.
I have no idea what's going on.
I have no idea.
It seemed like an administrator went over, but I don't know if he was just walking past the bench. Ball stolen on the entry by Berger. Gabbern. Over to number 24. That's Sutton. Gabbern for three. Berger gets the offensive rebound, looking for an angle. And can't finish. Perry pulls down the rebound for the Cougars. Out to Burns. Timeout by the Cougars to make a sub. Barrett Bowen subbing in the game as Burns will sit down. I don't know what's going on with my clock.
You having trouble with yours?
Well, every time I look, there
it's running again now. They've got a running clock now. I thought it should be after it's above 30. I thought they started running clock.
Connor Perry in the corner for three. Barrett Bowen backside rebound, looking for an option, gets it out to Stanton. Nolan Stanton over to Connor Perry, the long two. And knocked out of bounds will be Lancer's ball. Clock keeps running. Let's see if I can get that clock to the right time on my side. Into the corner. Scott for three off the top of the backboard. Bowen into traffic.
Jump ball.
Jump ball's the call. Cougars have the arrow.
Max Long checking in for Hunter Marsh. Well, this will be our biggest victory of the season.
Long. Back up top to Nolan Stanton for three. And he got it. Over to Number 24 for the three-point basket. That's Sutton. Cougars quickly pushing out ahead. Sutton gets the rebound, loses it out of bounds, and they'll give it to the Lancers.
Yeah, that was off his own leg, but that's okay.
Drive in by the younger Robinson.
Is that Marin's third or fourth foul? Nope. Garrett called that one on Barrett.
This will be the last play of the game as the clock continues to run. Too strong on the second, and Nolan Stanton gets the rebound. And that's a final. Well, I didn't really think it would be that easy.
No, I thought Warner would be much more dominant than he was. He looked a lot tougher last year, but the way that they've got it, and it makes a lot of difference when you don't have the same kind of players around.
Yeah, because they had a really good point guard last year.
Yeah, he was a senior, and they had another senior, but the Jamison kid last year was very fast, and he added a lot of energy. He really pushed the ball, and he could feed Warner. And so it just makes a big difference when you don't have that other chemistry to help him open up to score, because we kept him to very few points tonight.
Yeah, number one, Zane Gabbern, the senior, he's a good player. Him and Warner look dangerous out there. They just really couldn't convert.
Yeah.
And
it's early. I think they've played one game maybe?
Yeah, this is just their
second game. So I mean, this is our 6th game, so it makes quite a difference.
All right, well, we'll be back on Saturday for the championship game of the MoCan Winter Classic. You know what? I think it's at 4 p.m. I think
so. I think that's the latest one is 4.
The JV also advanced to the championship game. Their game will be earlier, but I don't have that time in front of me. But now that we have the Wi-Fi password to have high-speed internet,
makes it nice
up here in this. Hopefully, this is a good view. We're a little bit offset, but it seems like it's okay. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. We'll send you through the second half recap.
Yeah, I was trying to look up real quick here in my phone if I could find the schedule for Saturday. Looks like it is 4 o'clock championship game and 1 o'clock for JV.
For
JV, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, JV teams 1 o'clock, so we'll play at 1 and then we'll play at 4 again. So it'll be basically set up like it was.
And Columbus won the JV game. Good chance that they're going to win this varsity game based on what I've seen so far. It should be a similar matchup to what we played today versus Southeast.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all. We'll close out with the recap.